we're going to get into this ICP thing. And let me tell y'all, before we get into it, I'm going to offer something special for 1 week. 1 week only. Any of our paid subscribers, you guys are going to get access to me for 20 minutes. So if you're watching this video, if it is beyond a week from when this video is recorded, I'm sorry. Time is valuable and I don't have a ton of free time. But for the next week from this, if you're a paid subscriber, you get 20 minutes. All you got to do, and I'll send you a form you need to do time and get 20 minutes. All right, let's get ready to get this bad boy started. We're going to talk about ICP today. And again, I'm going to tell you that your issues, your reasons for not being successful in sales are just reasons. However, they're bullshit. They're bullshit because I would submit to you that you have a much bigger issue than the economy, your technology, whatever other excuses that you choose to use. And I'm going to get into that here in about 30 more seconds. Let's get a couple more live people in and we're going to get into it. I travel around the country and my very favorite speech to give is the one about ICP. Let me tell you why. Because it is the most massive gap in everyone's business. And it is the most massive opportunity for growth and success is refinement and understanding of your ICP and strategic execution around it. So for those of you that do not know what an ICP is, that is your ideal client profile. It's who you sell to. So my first question to you all is, do you have an ICP? I ask this same question to thousands of people across the country when I'm giving speeches. And most audiences, maybe a couple of people do. I'll ask them about their ICP. And I've yet to be impressed by one because most are very binary, very analog, what you would expect. Well, we sell to this industry, this amount of people, or rather this amount of employees, that sort of very binary analog stuff. All right, we're going to get into this. So again, the topic of this is you think that the economy, you think that your industry, you think that all these things are your issue. And I'm going to tell you that they are reasons. However, they're not the biggest reason that you're not as successful as you could be at sales. The biggest reason that you're not as successful in selling and closing business is that you got a shit ICP. By shit ICP, I mean, you don't really know them. All right, so let's get into it. So again, ICP. Oh, before we do this, one more thing. Paid subscribers, I'm giving y'all 20 minutes free of my time. All right, only for a week. That's it. So between now, whenever this, the date on this video, so if you're watching this 7 days from now, sorry, but between now and 7 days from now, you can get 20 minutes of time for me if you're a paid subscriber. Just reach out and DM. We'll send you a message and give you instructions on how to book your time. All right, so we're getting into ICP. So as I asked you all the same question that I ask folks out there, and I want you to think about this. Who's your ICP? I will pause. Think about it. Now, when I'm giving this speech and I'm talking to these sellers all over and these founders all over the country, I share with them the story of the very first company that I ever worked my very first sales job. My very first sales job, professional sales, was working for a company called Morgan Jewelers. Some of y'all will be familiar with them as they are and have been pretty big in the Mountain West. They've been around for 111 years. 111 years selling a luxury product That means a product that nobody really needs. And they've managed to thrive for 111 years. So the question you need to be asking yourself is how? How? How does think about all the things that have happened over the last 111 years that have impacted business, that have put people out of business, let alone someone that sells a luxury product. Luxury product. I don't need that. And so I'm giving you guys a shortened and condensed version of this, but what it comes down to is the reason they've been so successful for 111 years is a maniacal attention and understanding of who their ICP is and not getting distracted, knowing who they serve and who they serve at the very highest level. That's your ICP. I'm walking back this way because I'm out here in the woods and my internet's getting a little unstable. So I want to make sure that the internet's good for you guys. So I might just be walking laps back and forth. Okay. So as we talk about the ICP, and again, where I think this is your biggest issue is that the more what I see in my work is the more desperate people get, the more broader their ICP is. Okay. And by ICP, they're usually focusing or targeting people that can buy your product. Here's where the secret sauce is and where the magic happens. It's not about just who can buy your product. It's who your product is the very best for. It's where there's tremendous alignment. It's the very best fit, meaning that you are solving very unique problems and that it's not just good for them, but it's good for you as well. There are so many, what I teach in this, in my ICP training is there's so many more through lines and connective tissues between you and your very best customer that you never think about and you've never done the work to map it out. So where it starts is taking your very best customer. Take a few of your best customers, do the work. You can start to do the work. Go to my website. I got a free tool. It's called the ICP tool. It's 30 questions. Think about that. For those of you that do have an ICP model, how in depth is it? Does it take into consideration any personal information? Because before I say this, understand if you're in transactional sales, I'm not for you, and this message isn't for you. It's a different ballgame. I'm in the solution selling business. I'm in the consultative selling business. And solution selling and consultative selling, it's a big component of that is relationships. So again, if you take your very best customers and you go through this tool that I've generated, which is 100% free, so you can try it out. It's called the ICP tool on my website, RonnellRichards.com. There's over 30 questions there, and it's designed to give you a map, designed to give you intention and information so that you can map out why your very best customers are your best customers and thereby find more of them. That's the secret. That's the secret to being successful despite whatever goes on in the economy, despite whatever's going on in your industry. Because for most of you, as consultative and solution sellers, you only need a handful of customers a month, maybe. Maybe you need less, maybe you need a handful of customers a year, whatever it is. So you have to do the work to map out, to understand who your very best customer is and why. Because it's more than just, hey, my product can serve a specific, a value prop. Oh, it's more than that. It's you, it's your customer, it's your likes, it's your dislikes, it's your understanding of their unique perspectives and positions, the things that are going to make them successful, the things that are going to make them fail, the things that are going to get them hired, things that will get them fired, the things that will get them promoted. This, when I do the ICP work and we do the ICP workshop, this is what we dig into. I want you to have a plan. Here's why it works. Because here in 2025, it's not like it was when I started selling in the year 1998. Okay? It's not like that at all anymore. The environment's different. We have more information. We have more access. So these decision makers that you're going after, they're putting their whole lives and businesses and careers and things online. And you have access to all of this data, but you're not using it intelligently. You haven't mapped out your very best customers and understand exactly, again, why your very best customers and what those connections are to you. And then once you've mapped that out, guess what? Now you can replicate and scale that. That's what I'm talking about. But it all starts with the work of just mapping it out, which I know I don't have to ask this question because I know 99% of you guys have not done it. And 100% of you, unless you've been through one of my workshops, have not done it on the level that I'm talking about. You see, that's how you future proof your business. That's how you protect your business from downturns in the economy. Uh, that we're afraid of is you have to get more of a specific and almost maniacal focus on who your very best customers are, and don't lose sight. Don't get distracted. Stay disciplined. As I teach the ICP and I give the example of this very first company that I worked for over 111 years, I show it in pictures and all this. Over 111 years, they've never lost sight. They never got distracted. They never started selling $50,000 Rolexes because $50,000 Rolexes, even though they could sell them, even though there's someone that would buy them, weren't the very best for their business, number one. And number two, did not serve their ICP. All right, I just gave you guys a whole lot, but I want to remind you, if you are a paid subscriber, I'm giving you 20 minutes. 20 minutes of intensive ICP one-on-one, you and me. All you got to do is DM me. You'll get some information, some directions rather, and then you schedule it up. But you only get a week from today till 7 days from now. That's it. All right, let's see. And Byron, nice message. What was the name of that company again? Morgan Jewelers, my friend. Morgan Jewelers. And so, yeah, this is a lot of times in the sales process, not a lot of times, there are a gazillion books out there. They're going to teach you tips and tricks to close. And I think they're all bullshit. Here's what I mean. Yes, some of the stuff works. There's not just one way to success. I will admit that. But I believe that we're focusing on the wrong thing. We need to focus on how we start. If you've read my book, Shut the Hell Up and Sell, then you're very aware of the concept of the organic close. The organic close works like this. I want y'all to envision a marathon runner. I don't run marathons, never have. The longest I've ever run is 5K, but I've seen plenty of them. Think about that marathon runner, right? And you're watching them run, and let's say they're on mile 19. They're almost done. They are dragging ass. They're dehydrated. They're tired. You ever see those people on the sidelines with those cups of water? Do you know what could be in that cup of water? Anything. But you know what happens when that person's on the mile 19 and they run past the person with the cup of water and that person with the cup of water just hands it to them? They don't even know that person. They just grab that damn cup of water and knock that shit down. Why? Because they are in a moment of pain, high need, and it just makes natural sense. Boom, grab that water, drink it down. So the point that I'm making in that is that when we start the sales process at a point of high alignment and we are servicing that unique need and pain in a way that others can't, they're just going to grab that damn cup of water and drink it down. It's organic. It's natural. It's a natural progression. You're not fighting. But see, what happens is that most of us start the sales process without great alignment. It's as simple as that. It's very basic, superficial alignment. So when I encourage in the ICP work, and you guys will see this if you go and do the ICP tool on my website, is that we need to tap into emotional motivators. We got to understand what matters the most to the individual. You see, most of y'all, especially in corporate sales, you're so concerned about your corporate value props that you're flying right past the individual. Listen, they would not be talking to you if there wasn't basic corporate alignment, if you didn't have a product that they could buy. So here's where you go wrong is when you get into your discovery meeting, you're super product centric and you're company centric. You're talking about your product's value props from the perspective of the company. Again, you wouldn't be sitting in front of them if there wasn't value that you could bring to the company. However, once you get in front of your customer, now I'm giving you guys some next level shit. This is discovery meeting shit. At that point, it ceases to be about the company. It has to be about that individual. My objective, my goal, when sitting in front of someone in discovery is I want to know what's going to get them promoted, what's going to get them fired, what their goals and aspirations are. Like, I want to know the individual. Because again, I already know there's general alignment from a corporate and from a business and from a that sort of value prop standpoint. But when I come around to presenting my solution, I need personal impact. That's how you separate yourself. All right. So again, I'm giving you guys a lot, but I spend a lot of time on the front end of the process. Front end of the process starts with your ICP and having a maniacal approach to understanding who your ICP is, undertaking your existing customers, mapping them, your very best customers, not everybody, your very best customers, mapping them out, finding out what are those specific value props that are making the most impact in their lives, finding out what it is about you that is connecting with those individuals and what individuals you connect them the best with, which individuals you vibe the best with. See, when you focus on creating a great ICP, not only does your business get better, but your life gets better. You stop working with people that you hate working with. You work with people that you got great alignment with because your best customers, again, aren't just your best customers because they could buy your shit. They're your best customers for many other reasons that y'all aren't even thinking about today. And once you think about it, once you map it out, it is scalable. I promise you this. So go to the ICP tool, do that. It'll also actually, after you put all your information in there, it'll give you some direction too. So it'll shoot out an email and say, hey, listen, 22 minutes. This is your ICP. And here's some ways that you can outreach to people like this. And it'll give you some general direction and instruction. You can choose to use it or not, totally up to you. But the most important part of going through the process is going through the process because you've never done it. Probably the most common feedback that I get once people go through the ICP process with me is that they realize how much they don't know. They're like, oh shit, I don't know these things about my best customers. Well, if you don't know them, how can you replicate it? How can you scale it? And see, the foundation of great business, as I teach in this workshop that I do on the ICP, is great customers. When you start with the foundation of great customers, it has this way of working like a natural algorithm. Okay? Because when you produce terrific, extraordinary outcomes for people that you have high alignment with, what happens? You get more of those folks. Do you know why? Because everyone's network is pretty full of pretty much people that look like them. So if you crush it with, with one person, what tends to happen? Referrals, right? We like referrals. So by the way, that's another training that I do for those of you that have sales teams. We do referral training, which is just like transformative. Because the problem with referrals is everybody loves them, but they're unpredictable. They become a happy occurrence. And so we kind of teach people how to actually make them forecastable, how to put a process in place to where you actually are getting them and they're forecastable and there's something that you can, again, are more than just a happy occurrence. Anyway, going back to that ICP and building your business, but based upon these folks, what happens is, again, is it works like a natural algorithm. And you will find that you start and this isn't just Ronnell just being smarter than everybody else. No, look in the world. Look at the very best businesses, the very best sellers. They are the very best businesses, the very best sellers get shit tons of referrals. And what you will also find is that they get those shit ton of referrals because they don't spread themselves thin. They serve a very specific community, serve it at a very high level. So back to the initial thought around this thing, your issue isn't the economy. Your issue isn't whatever other bullshit excuse. Your issue is your ICP. And I welcome all of you to challenge me on it. Let's go. We'll hop on the ring. If you're a paid subscriber, get on. You're right. You're right now. You're watching this. Oh, right now it's bullshit. Oh no, my economy. Oh, the competitors. Oh, blah 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 blah. All that other shit. Challenge me. Paid subscription ain't much. I think it's like $5 a month or something like that. So you're a paid subscriber, you're gonna get 20 minutes of my time. Do y'all know how much I bill out per hour? A whole lot more than that. But that's why I'm on this platform. Like I wanted to start to build on this platform so that I could get more intimate with my network and my community in ways that I can't on LinkedIn. If you haven't watched my video about why I'm here, check it out. Listen, I'm a guy that's had success on that platform that most of y'all only dream of. Over 30 million views in the last year. Why am I here? Why should I just be kicking it over there? Because over there, I can't have intimate conversation and discussion. Over there, I can't teach like this. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. So yeah, that's why I'm here, to be able to serve that community, that network of folks that want to hear from me, that want the content at a higher level. You know, the most frustrating thing I get, and I hear all the fucking time on LinkedIn, is that, hey, Ronnell, where you been? I haven't seen your content in a long time. Oh, just frustrates the shit out of me. I had 30 million views. And the people that want to see my content the most aren't seeing it. I don't give a shit about, I mean, I care and I appreciate the exposure, but if it's not qualified exposure, what good is it? You know, for a bunch of random people that aren't in this, that are transactional sales or graphic design, I don't know, whatever. If they're not you all, if they're not solution sellers, if they're not consultative sellers, if they're not entrepreneurs, y'all are my people. And I want to be able to serve y'all at a higher level. That's why I'm here. And I want to build this shit out. I'm pretty excited about it. Okay. Woo. As we start to wrap, because I'm sweating, it's getting hot. The heat is coming through out here. The heat is, and I'm having to stay out of the trees because I want to make sure not to lose the internet connection for it to drop down. So I'm like straight up in the heat. Y'all got any questions out there? Hey, who's excited about football? I know I am. I know the way this whole thing works. Like, this is only like what my second or third time going live on this. We're gonna do it every Monday, and we'll build momentum. Done this before on other platforms. We'll build momentum, and what I'm looking for is, right now I'm doing a whole lot of talking. I'm doing a whole lot of talking because we haven't built a live audience yet. But what I'm looking for is for y'all to come with it. Challenge me. Bring your concerns, bring your issues. Tell me what's going on in your world. Like, I want this to be productive. I want it to be intimate. I want it to be beneficial. I want it to be something that y'all are looking forward to start your week. That's what I want. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm willing to dedicate my time to it. Okay? My guy in Byron says I have the right hat. Yes, I do have the right hat, my guy. Go Bucks. Hey, so I take it you're a Buckeye fan. For those of y'all that aren't Buckeye fans, listen, it's our time. We are going to be obnoxious until somebody knocks us off, which hopefully does not happen anytime soon. Although I am I am optimistic. But I'm also like cautiously optimistic because we got a lot of changes this year. What teams are y'all following out there? Who are y'all looking forward to seeing? No, with my team, we got to change at quarterback. We lost a whole bunch of upperclassmen um, in the draft. And so it's certainly not going to be as easy for us. Not that it was easy last year. But yeah, we don't have the same advantages that we had last year. That said, with the playoff, we're in it every single year. And all that matters is like you get to grow up, you get to evolve and get better. And then as long as you are where you need to be come time for the playoffs, that's all that matters. So for the Texas fans out there, not scared of y'all, don't care. Yes, definitely don't want y'all to come into Columbus and win. And hopefully we beat your ass. But if we don't, I mean, the world's changed. I mean, the very best time to lose is the very first game of the season. So even for you as Texas fans, if y'all take an L, like it's not like, oh, you're out of it. No, not anymore. You're very much into it. So, all right, guys, we're at the bottom of the half. Or the bottom of the hour rather. I've got to get back to the office, prepare for my next meeting. So I just want y'all to know that I appreciate you. I'm grateful for anybody. I don't care. And I've been saying this for years, and I believe it in my core. I don't care if I have an audience of 1 or audience of 1,000. The fact that you have gifted me your time means the world to me. And my objective, whether it is an audience of 1 or 1,000, is that after we finish talking, I'm going to bring enough value. I'm going to bring enough impact that one person will be a new team member. That's what it's about for me. So I appreciate it. If you're watching this on replay, thank y'all. Appreciate anyone that gives me their time. It is the greatest honor. Want y'all to have a fantastic week. Get active. Okay. Get out there. Make sure you stretch those legs today. And have a fantastic week. Peace.